Hey you guys, it is Wednesday and my mom decided to come for dinner, and for those of you who have been following my Twitter account or our videos for the last few years, you will know that that is maybe not the best way for me to end a work day. So I decided I'm gonna have to hide in my room anyway with Aaron, so I figured I would make the book review video that I promised you guys a few days ago. Anyway, you can also see we're at a different stage in the developing saga of Rochelle's insane fringe. My bangs are now nose length, but they're down today. So I fixed them so they're down and my hair's down. It's like I have real hair again, which is the whole point of growing my hair out. So, hair down, weird bangs, book reviews. That's pretty much, I think, what all of my videos are about anymore. So, I mentioned in my last video that I had read two novels that were or not novels really, they're memoirs that were very similar and yet kind of different, but I was going to talk about them at the same time. The first one that I read, and I did this on audio, and you can't even see it. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. Hold on. Yes, good. Was Bossypants by Tina Fey, and I listened to it, I listened to both of these on audio, but I own both of them too, so it's strange. And Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me and Other Concerns by Mindy Kaling. As I mentioned, I listened to both of these on audio. Recently, I've discovered my library's Overdrive program, which is basically if you have a library card, you can use Overdrive to read ebooks or to listen to audiobooks, and you check them out, and you don't have to go to the library, and they download right onto like your iPhone or your tablet or whatever it is that you listen to, your iPod, and even like Android devices or your computer itself, and then you can listen for free to audiobooks or read ebooks. And so that has been a huge thing for me because audiobooks are so expensive. I really enjoy them, but they generally cost over $20. And it's hard for me to invest in that because while I'll reread a book, I don't usually re-listen to audiobooks. So that has been a really good thing. And if any of you listen to audiobooks or think you might like to listen to audiobooks, I would totally recommend seeing if your library either has audiobooks to check out or has an Overdrive program that you can use. But on to the books. I listened to Bossypants by Tina Fey at the beginning of the year. It was the first audiobook I listened to, and it is narrated by Tina Fey, and it was so good. I loved this book. It is really a really great memoir. It follows some of her childhood stories and talks about her growing up awkwardly. And then it talks about her going to college and being awkwardly involved in community theater during her high school and college years. And it follows her moving to Chicago up through her stint at SNL and when she was first starting 30 Rock. And there were just so many funny stories. And of course, Tina Fey's voice is so distinctive. And she is such a hilarious person. I adore Tina Fey, and I think she's so funny. And listening to her tell these stories, it really made me feel like I was just on a road trip with Tina Fey, driving across the country, and she was just telling me great stories about her childhood, and I really, really, really enjoyed that. There were times when I laughed out loud. I was driving to or from work, and I would be almost in tears. I was laughing so hard at just some of the things that she told. And it was also, she had some really, really good conversations, I guess, or stories about women in comedy. And comedy is really one of those barriers that women are still trying to work toward and work through and work past, where there's such a stigma about being a comic who is a female. Like, you can't just be a comedian, you have to be a female comedian. And she talks a little bit about her friendship with Amy Poehler and them working together on SNL and some of the hardships that they faced, trying to turn improv groups into more equally balanced female to male ratios. And it's just really good. So, like, if you like comedy, if you like Tina Fey, if you like funny women, if you like women in general, or if you like personal memoirs that are read by the author, I would definitely recommend this book. I actually gave it 5 stars on Goodreads, I think. And that's, you know, I have to pace myself because I love so many things. And I'm like, you can't give everything a 5-star review. But I did give Bossypants a 5-star review. The second book I'm going to talk about, which was not the second audiobook I listened to, is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me and Other Concerns. I know that I said maybe in December, maybe in August, Alyssa and I were going to read this for book club, but since she had a lot of reservations, she apparently read some reviews that said it was kind of sad. I don't know. She never presented me with these reviews, and I never saw them. Everything I read had really positive things to say about this book, and I did enjoy it. I didn't like it as much as I liked Tina Fey's book, but part of that is because it's set up differently. Tina Fey's book, Bossypants, is a story that progresses. It follows her life from a very young age throughout her adult career. And while Mindy Kaling's does that as well, hers is written as like essays. So it's almost like you were reading like a column that she wrote in a newspaper. Let me see if I can find some examples without this. Oh, like this is like Best Friend Rights and Responsibilities is this chapter, which is hard to read, I know. And it just has like a list of things. It's like, I can borrow all your clothes, and here are the reasons I can borrow all of your clothes. We sleep in the same bed when we go on vacation, you know, these kind of things. And she's very funny and very personable. I really enjoyed her, which is odd because I didn't watch The Office. I don't watch The Mindy Project. I don't know that I've ever seen her act in anything at all. And so, I didn't have the same connection that I had with the Tina Fey book. And just because of the way that this book was put together, like I said, as personal essays as opposed to a story that flowed, I didn't enjoy it quite as much. I still gave it 4 stars, and I still think Alyssa would really like it because she did watch The Office. She was kind of a huge Office fan, actually, a huge fan of The Office. So I think she would enjoy it. It's just, I don't know. I think I was thinking about something different when I picked it up to read. I didn't know that it was going to be put out the way it is. I was expecting more of like a storyline that was cohesive as opposed to just some random vignettes, kind of. So that is basically, I don't know. I feel like my book reviews are sometimes sporadic and don't make a lot of sense, but again, with both of these, if you like listening to memoirs read by the author or if you like to read memoirs, I think they're both very quality books. If you were only going to pick one, I, of course, would recommend Tina Fey's Bossypants, but I'm really glad that I read Mindy Kaling's book as well. So, if you guys have read either of those, let me know in the comments. I feel like Squirrels on Film, our friend, read Mindy Kaling's book and had told us that she would let us know her thoughts and feelings. But if any of the rest of you have read either of those, let me know in the comments what you thought. And if you haven't read these but you've read similar books, let me know those too, because like I said, I really, really enjoyed reading these and I would like to read more of those this year. I will see you all later, and I hope you have a great rest of the week. Bye!